finally happened. The moment fans had been waiting for. Lee Min-ho, the man often called Korea's ultimate leading actor, stood under the lights, looked toward Kim Go-eun, and for the very first time, in front of reporters, flashing cameras, and fans watching worldwide, he called her, "My wife." The internet broke instantly. Social media couldn't handle it, and fans everywhere were left replaying the clip over and over, asking themselves if they really just heard what they thought they did. The event had started like any other star-studded night. A high-profile gala where A-list celebrities walked the red carpet, answering questions, smiling for the cameras, and giving the public exactly what they came for, a glimpse into the dazzling world of fame. But for Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun, this night was about so much more than style or glamour. This was the night that shifted everything. Fans had grown used to their undeniable chemistry over the years. From their unforgettable drama together, to quiet moments spotted at industry events, to whispers of late-night outings and carefully hidden matching outfits. The clues had always been there. But the industry is careful, and stars like Lee Min-ho are even more careful. For years, he had been the master of balance, protecting his private life, shielding the people he cared about, and making sure his career stayed untangled from unnecessary rumors. That's why when it happened, no one could believe it. The couple had just walked the red carpet. Kim Go-eun in a gown that could only be described as timeless elegance. Soft, flowing fabric that caught the light in all the right ways. Lee Min-ho in a perfectly tailored suit that looked like it was crafted just for this moment. The press swarmed, calling out questions, snapping photos, but the two handled it with practiced grace. And then, as they reached the interview stage, a journalist, bold as ever, asked, "You both look stunning tonight. How should we introduce you? As colleagues? As co-stars? Or perhaps, as something more?" The crowd chuckled. Kim Go-eun's smile grew shy. Lee Min-ho glanced at her, and in that split second, the world seemed to pause. With the kind of calm confidence that only he possessed, he leaned into the microphone and said 5 words that shattered the internet. "You can say, 'My wife.'" Gasps filled the room. Reporters dropped their jaws. The audience screamed. And Kim Go-eun, caught completely off guard, covered her face with her hands, laughing, blushing, and shaking her head all at once. But what fans noticed most was that she didn't deny it. She didn't pull away. She didn't correct him. She simply looked at him with eyes full of warmth, the kind of look that spoke louder than any words ever could. In that one glance, fans saw it all. The history, the bond, the love that had been quietly growing, away from the cameras, finally acknowledged in the most unexpected yet perfect way. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. Headlines spread like wildfire. Lee Min-ho calls Kim Go-eun his wife. Did he just confirm their marriage? Fans lose it after Lee Min-ho's public declaration. The moment that changed everything. On Twitter, hashtags trended worldwide. Hashtag Lee Min-ho my wife. Hashtag Kim Go-eun. Hashtag best couple forever. Edits flooded TikTok. The moment slowed down, replayed, zoomed in, set to romantic music that only amplified the raw emotion in the scene. Fans couldn't stop talking. One commented, "I've shipped them for years, but this is proof." Another wrote, "Look at the way she looks at him. That's not acting. That's love." And another simply declared, "We just witnessed history." Even fellow celebrities reacted online. A close colleague of Kim Go-eun posted a cryptic story with heart emojis, while one of Lee Min-ho's longtime friends reposted the clip with the caption, "Finally, the entertainment world had its moment, but the fans had theirs too, because for them, this wasn't just about a shocking headline. It was about validation. Validation of what they had seen in every shared laugh, every stolen glance, every time Lee Min-ho seemed to step just a little closer to protect Kim Go-eun in a crowd, every time Kim Go-eun spoke about him with an admiration that went beyond professionalism. For so long they had believed, and now, finally, the words were out in the open. Later that night, backstage photos surfaced. In one of them, Lee Min-ho was captured holding Kim Go-eun's hand, their fingers interlocked, the trophy they had just received in his other hand. Another showed him carefully guiding her down a staircase, his focus entirely on her, as though the rest of the room didn't exist. These images, paired with his "my wife" comment, only deepened the frenzy. And then came the whispers. Some fans speculated that the couple had already been married in private, choosing to keep their vows away from the glare of media. Others believed this was the softest, sweetest announcement possible, a way of letting the world in, without needing a press release or stage statement. Whatever the truth was, the love was undeniable, and in that moment, no one wanted an official statement. No one needed confirmation, because the way they looked at each other, that was confirmation enough. Industry insiders were quick to weigh in. One anonymous staff member from the event said, "You should have seen them off camera. He never left her side. She looked happier than I've ever seen her." Another insider claimed that their families had already met, hinting that marriage had long been in the works. Of course, nothing was officially confirmed. But in the world of fans, this didn't matter. What mattered was the story unfolding before their eyes. And perhaps the most moving part of all was Kim Go-eun herself. Later, when she was asked about the wife comment in a quieter interview room, she simply smiled, her eyes soft, her voice delicate. "All I can say," she replied, "is that Min-ho knows how to surprise people." It was coy, it was vague, but it was enough. Because no denial was also an answer. As the night came to an end, fans held onto the moment like treasure. Clips were saved, reposted, replayed. Tweets and comments poured in by the millions. But beneath the frenzy, there was something much deeper happening. Fans weren't just excited because of a headline. They were emotional because, in that one slip of words, they saw the truth of two people who had found each other. In a world where celebrities often hide behind polished answers, this was raw, unguarded, real. And that's why it hit so hard. That's why fans couldn't handle it. Because they weren't just watching Lee Min-ho the actor, or Kim Go-eun the actress. They were watching two people who, against all odds, had built something beautiful, something worth protecting, something worth calling forever. And in front of the world, Lee Min-ho chose to share it. Not with a grand speech, not with a dramatic declaration, but with a simple phrase, "My wife." Sometimes love doesn't need